All right, today is January 2nd, 2022. That's a whole lot of twos, but we're going to do a reading and just kind of give us an idea of what's going on in, I don't know what, I can't call it political, but our world. So, first card up is our favorite, Between Worlds. So we are still between worlds. We are still finding our way. We are still seeing the dark and the light side by side. We are celebrating on one end, and on the other end, we're still feeling the density of being caught in all of the paradigms that have been presented to us. We'll put it that way. So when you look at this card, I want you to see all of the celebration and all of the hope that is going on as we're heading into 2022. But this is what we've been leaving, and we're still feeling the ramifications of all of that darkness and heaviness, and we're still feeling what is I guess being put upon us. So it is our choice to look forward or to look backwards. If we look backwards, we're going to see the darkness and all the things that feed those fears within us and all the things that soothe the fears within us. Or we can look forward, let go, and see what's happening. So a couple of things to look for in this coming year is when you see hummingbirds. This is really interesting on this card because this hummingbird looks like it's flying backwards, but really what it's doing is flying past the flamingo, and it is really set to break up the density of those old 3D vibrations and frequencies. It's not afraid. It has its own purpose. There are some that say they're not even real. I have no idea. It doesn't matter. They're real to you and me. Now, the flamingo has a crown on, and it's a very feminine crown. It's not a masculine crown. So again, I think that we need to access the power of the feminine within us. So the masculine is always noted for taking control, taking action, moving forward, having purpose, goals, all those kinds of things. But the feminine is more about the understanding of kindness and compassion and bringing those things into the world. So as we start moving forward, as we start seeing the celebration and the freedom and the letting go of this deep density that we have been in, I think that we have to look at it through new eyes. We have to look at it through that feminine aspect of it. We need to let the feminine control and allow that wisdom to come in for us. Now, I'm doing this reading with Lorraine present, and so I've asked her, she's got pictures of the cards, so I've asked her to ask any questions or give me any feedback before we move on. So Lorraine, is there anything in this card that you're seeing?
I see a lot of faces. Do you see faces?
A lot of faces. Yes, there are faces all over the place. Here's the really interesting thing. Thank you for bringing that out because I wasn't seeing them before. The face that is looking back, right here on this card, because I'm going to email the cards and post them with this, but right in there is a face that's looking back. At first I thought it was Trump's, but it is not Trump. It is a man with a beard and glasses on. Any idea who that might be? So this is a person who is 2/3 still in the old 3D vibration.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to call it for this reading. And he's not a stupid man or a dangerous man. He's actually a wise man and knows what's going on and is literally monitoring and watching it all for us. That's how he feels to me. There's another face down here that I'm seeing right where this little blue curly ribbon is. And this is a face that is more feminine looking. Again, just almost bringing energy for us, but not doing anything to influence the world. I don't recognize any of them. And then above the crown, I see another face, and this is a rougher male looking face. Oh no, there's two faces there. One is laughing and one is very rough and serious looking. Could be the same man and feeling both energies. I'm not sure on that. Can you see that face, Lorraine, in the rays above the crown?
Yes, I'm not sure it's a man.
What do you think it is, an alien or a female?
It looks like an animal of sorts.
Well, when I first saw that rough look, it was very animal-like, almost
Yes.
ape-like. So perhaps this has been going on for a long time, and the fact that this face now shifted into a more human face and lighter looking, perhaps that is the evolution back from when we were apes. I know in a past life when I experienced being an upright walking form for the first time on two legs, you know, there was just that sense of I had promised I would not fight to expand territory and be aggressive. Of course I lied and I did all those things like we all do in that human state as we start to expand. But perhaps this person has evolved. I recognize them, but I do not know who it is. If any of you recognize that, please let us know in the comments.
There's a face in the center of the flamingo.
Oh yes, there he is. Yes, that is, I've seen that face before. Oh, was that Flynn? No, is Flynn thin?
Yes.
Is he a good guy? Or we don't know.
We don't know.
So he's half in the dark, half in the light of the pink flamingo.
Is that the same face?
Yes,
Is
I
it?
see that face every time I see this flamingo.
Is that the same person connected there? I'm not sure.
As the one that I was seeing in the crown?
No, as one. Is that one face there?
Oh,
Or
yes.
is that
Yes.
two sides?
No, for me, it's one face. You may see it differently. I see one face. And the feeling of this person is, holy moly, what's going on? What has transpired? What is happening? Nothing is certain yet at this stage as to what this unfolds like completely in the end. The other thing that's really interesting is there is an animal face in the feathers of the flamingo right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't recognize this animal, but it feels like an animal to me, or it does not feel human. And it is a part of what's moving the flamingo forward. So that's also a very interesting thing. I also find it fascinating that the leg of the flamingo that is actually in the color here is wrapped or has broken free. There was something that was wrapped around its leg and holding it back so it could not move forward, and that has now unraveled to the point where it can move freely. So I know it feels like there's been not a lot happening, but there has been a lot happening, and you're all aware because you're all reading things and watching all the videos, but something has been set free in a different way. So let's go on and see.
Tip your camera a little.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like an eagle.
In the body?
Yes.
Yes, I thought at first it looked like an eagle. And then I went, well, no, because it's kind of squished downwards. Its beak is
it's
misshaped.
It's under its wing.
Oh, it's under oh, yes, okay. I could see that would be peeking out from under the wing.
Yes.
So that may well be Flynn. It
Right.
does not look like anybody else to me that I know in what I've seen of pictures, but that may be a connection because isn't he a general or something?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
That's the United States, that eagle.
Yeah, well, that eagle is the U.S. Absolutely. But the crown comes from something else. This crown is not U.S. It is not, what's the Statue of Liberty? It is not that kind of a crown. This has a prettiness and a golden glow to it, and it has so much energy coming up out of it. So there is something different here than what we've experienced as a crown. Let's move on. The next card, and this is our present. So this was just in the immediate past. In the present, The card that's come up is higher power. And I do believe that the key to all of this for anybody who's been going through this with any kind of an awakening is to have awakened your awareness of your higher power and the pineal gland, all of those things. So anybody that's been checking out the other side and not just going by the mainstream narrative by now should be experiencing some kind of awakening. And the important part is that we take and we move an awareness through all of our being. And I just read a thing that chakras are BS and they've just been made up, and I have no doubt that they have been access points and they know how to access them for us. Our energy is a single flow. It is not in pieces. And it may look like it as a human being. We may try to physically pinpoint where everything is, but it is not. It is all one. There is no break or there's no stopgap between you and I and the all. And call it creator, call it God, call it whatever you want. It is source. It is one with all of us, and the access for us is in all of our being, and it comes through all of our past lives, if that's what you want to call it. But the past lives are actually a continuum in this world, and that's why when you look at this card closely, it is full of faces, and they're your faces. They're your experiences. It's you bringing everything through and actually starting to form it into one within this lifetime, in this life force, because that's where we are, and we've chosen to be here in this moment. We are all here in this moment, those of us who are awake to that version of it. And remember, it's all part of the same pie, all the pieces. So all the people that went out and got the shots and got this and got that and believed this, that's them soothing and looking after how they fear the world is going. But it's no different for you and I if we're watching alternative items, that we are soothing how we see the world, because that's just us soothing our fears and how we are operating with it. But we all hold the key. We all have the ability to access our higher self and begin to live with an awareness that our higher power is always calling in the information we need, always able to see more than we can in our 3D version of life. It's all simultaneous. We do not separate anything in truth. Our higher self is aware of past, present, and all, not future, because future is not present, and there's only these moments now, but we are able to pull everything in. Now, looking at it from also what's coming in from the world, here are the things that we need to be really careful that we don't buy into. One, this being has antlers on it, and we've been told how scary that is. And I don't know whoever drew these cards or came up with the pictures for them. Are they bringing in what we've been conditioned to believe, or is what we've been conditioned to believe maybe not quite fully true? And so this is where our higher power has to come in. All of these experiences, all of these feelings, all of these beings that we're seeing and talking about, doing all sorts of things for us. In truth, the only thing that will happen is what you and your higher self see, because you don't see the rest. And that's why you can literally transform, transmute, transition, whatever you want to call whatever. You can see things differently because it's all within you. But let's look at the faces in here and see if there's anything else. There is a young person, or a person that's fairly young, I would say maybe 20s, early 30s. For me, that's young. I don't know who it is. Do you know who that is between her elbows, Lorraine? And there's another face coming off of this face. I want to say her. It's a very feminine looking face, but it does feel masculine. But there's another face that's coming off upside down with a neck. So when you're looking at these cards, look to see who that is in terms of an echo. So if you recognize this person, which I do not, this person is, you know, connected into that which is older. I'll put it that way. So they can feel and see, and they know history, and it has influenced them. And it's actually influencing what they're saying because it's in here in this area of their throat where they would be speaking. So there's something going on there with that. All these other faces would, oh, I want to go back to the antler horns. Sorry, just hang on one second. Because there's a lot of golden glitter sparkle there. And we're seeing like almost elf ears come out of this person's head, and we're seeing angel wings, or what we would call and know as angel wings. I have no doubt that the other side has a knowing, and that they understand and know about the pineal gland and the third eye and all. I mean, it's obvious in all of the symbolism and the language. What we mustn't do is throw out all that we see as evil and bad, and we must remember it's how it's used, what the intention is behind it. And that's the difference when you're accessing with your higher power. You get to use your intention and bring to life how a different way of seeing things. Just because it's been used by all of the people that we would, or all of the things that we would call evil or bad, does not mean it actually is. It just could mean it's been distorted and misused in that way, because there is no good or bad in the all. It just all exists. The only thing that's good or bad or harmful or evil or good is your intention. That's all that it is. Any questions, Lorraine, on this card, or comments before we go on?
This is strange that comes into her neck, just down below her neck. A strange figure in there.
Yeah,
It
underneath
looks
her
almost
hands
like a
there?
skull.
Under her hands?
No,
No.
on the other side, where there's a swoosh like this goes in.
Where is it? Show me again. Show me on your body where it would be.
Right in here.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, down there. Yes, that one, that face, that skull in there. Yes, there is. There's lots. There's, again, if you can begin to understand and hold that your awareness, your higher power, if you want to call it that, and I don't think that's a correct word necessarily, but if you can begin to understand that all of that is held within us, all of our experiences, all of our lifetimes. So that's why we know everything. We bring it all with us. It's in our DNA. It's in our cellular level, molecular structure. We bring it all with us. That is what we do. So I don't know what that means. I'm not getting anything other than that's just all part of your higher self that you will know. This next card is our immediate future. Oh, sorry, go back.
Send it to me, the next card.
It's there. It's already been sent. Whoops, I can't do it through here. This next card is time for a nap. And what's really interesting about this card, when I was testing to make sure that everything was picking up okay, this is the card that fell out that I was using. So this is really an important card for us to think about. It's time for a nap. So this next 3 months, remember, I keep saying, I believe the beginning of the end, the absolute taking down of the narrative in terms of all the stuff that's been going on is going to end. It's going to start to end by March. I don't think it'll be done by then. But when it says it's time for a nap, I believe we are supposed to step back and take a nap. And when I say take a nap, that means stop all the searching, let this unfurl, and actually pay attention to you and begin to tune in, tune your frequencies, tune into what you are looking to see, because what you look for is what you'll find. You attract where you're at. You've heard me say that for years if you've known me for a while. And so, when we see this little fox here curled up and gone to sleep, know it's safe for you to relax. Know it's safe for you to let go. Know that we are being always watched over, always. There is more beings than you and I in this world who are doing things that we don't even know. You can let go. It's safe to let go. It's safe to nap. That's one more reason why we are in shutdown and lockdown, are heading into more lockdowns, because we need to take a nap for the rest of this to get done. And it's not our job. It's not our job to fix it. It's our job to witness it, and it's our job to witness ourselves and know what we seek. So this is about your intention. Rest, go to sleep, and let that begin to float up for you. Because right up here, hang on, let me make sure I get this right. Right up here is a face. Well, there's more than that one face, but that's the dominant one. It's very feminine, so we're back to compassion, kindness, goodness, all those things that the feminine wisdom brings into our world. It's not to say the masculine doesn't, but the masculine is more inclined to take action. And we've been in the masculine. We've all been sort of trying to take action and fighting and, questioning everything and kind of throwing our views around. And so has everybody else. That's where we've been caught. And now it's time to let that go and let the celestial beings that are in our presence begin to hold us in a different energy. And it's up to us to begin to feel that energy and allow it to permeate our very being. Because when you can do that, you can let go of fear. Because there's no fear if you're seeing what it is that you really wish to see. So stop watching, stop looking, let it come to you instead. If there's something you need to know, trust it will come across your path. It does for me all the time. And that might be you sending it. That, don't take that wrong. It's that let these things come across your path and let the rest go. Go to sleep. It's winter. It's time. It's time to sleep. The trees are sleeping. Everything in nature is resting and getting ready for the full burst of what really is the new year beginning in March. So, anything else? Did you get it, Lorraine?
I haven't got the card.
Okay, I can't help you. It's not going through on our internet. Sorry. All right. This next card, which is the outcome, and it is a fork in the road. Whoa, that is going to be very interesting. We are going to have options that are going to split. And there's such a feeling for me, and many other people describe it this way, of it's like a split in the road, not like this, but like this. And so we will begin to experience the world, our earth plane, in a new way if we can allow ourselves to see it differently, to rest and to dream and to just feel it differently. What would it look like? What would you like the world to look like? How do you want to see it differently? Because that's the forks in the road that are coming. And we've had this card before too. This is the one with the owl on the back of the, I think this is a llama. I'm not sure what it is. It's got horns on it. But the owl is sitting backwards. And so it's looking to the past. And it's looking to what was. So I don't know if it's protecting the butt of this llama or whatever it is to say, all right, you go forward. I'm going to watch your back. I don't know if it's applied wisdom. I want you to take out of that what feels right for you, because it is not going forward, but the llama is. And there is so much confusion. There's so many different directions you could go. That's why it becomes your choice. That's why it's about an awakening. That's why it is all about our intention and what we're doing and what we're awakening within us, because that is how it is going to move forward. We'll live in the same world. We'll go to the same dinners with the same family and the same friends. In some cases that's done and over. For some people, there's been too big a split to happen. I mean, I hope that we can all go back and pick up not necessarily the relationships in the way that they were, but in the new version, because they'll still be there. We'll still have dinner with those same family members. We'll still see those same friends. And if there is a greater awareness within you, you get to choose. You get to choose which of these directions, right? That's free will. But free will is really and truly about your intention. And do you want to make this or govern it through the compassion and the understanding? If you understood that everybody made their choices to soothe their discomfort and their fears, including you, with everything that you have chosen to watch and do and not do. You've chosen what serves you. They've chosen what served them. Find your compassion, find your kindness. You get to maintain relationship if you want. It's up to you. I'm not saying it'll be the same way or the same kind, because remember, it takes two parties. But no matter what, we're either in relationship that is a broken, uncomfortable relationship, or we're in one that is easy flowing and accepting. Nobody's wrong. Nobody's right. Everybody thinks that somebody's wrong and somebody's right. And that's where, I see this, I don't know if it's a monkey, chimpanzee, what the heck it is. And, it's kind of, it's got a very weird face. To me, it looks like Fauci's face. It's just, it's the fool. It's the person that's fooling you. It's the joker. But not in terms of like with tarot cards. Those are different meanings. But this is the fool. This is the one that is fooling all of us. And he's still hanging there, and he's trying to say, go this way, go this way, go this way. But that's your choice. And I think that what's going to happen is more and more when we say people are maybe starting to wake up. The masses, I don't think, are waking up, but there will be a few, and it just takes one or two to start to shift things. It is no different than, every action that you take shifts the world. So when you don't wear that cloth covering on your face, it gives other people an opportunity to say, well, I'm not going to wear mine either. And if you show two people and they show two people and they show two people, you know how it goes. The numbers get really big, really fast. And so that's why we can shift our world so quickly, because it's about you and your intention and the actions you'll take. But it's to choose to have them governed by all the feminine qualities and the community, because the feminine creates community. The feminine doesn't create relationship, but maintains it as more of a focus than the masculine taking the action. Neither one's wrong. It takes both to make things happen and to make things whole. So you take action, but take it with the feminine ruling your intention, for goodness. Now, when you choose these directions, it won't always be easy. There'll be shadows. Your own shadows will kick in. Others will kick in. The world shadows will kick in. It's all right, because even though there's shadows here, there's still clear light that you're heading towards. That's where we're going. This next card is our challenge card. And this is the Observer. And it means literally take and start looking through a different focus. So when you look through a telescope, or you look through, any kind of a glass that's going to improve your vision for length of how far you can see ahead, you can never see ahead, number one. You can only see more of what's in front of you if you can take your rest. This is that same fox. Take your rest and begin to highlight and look and feed yourself with what it is that you want. So if you want a better, kinder world, start watching better, kinder videos. Start reading better, kinder books. Start feeding your soul. Start feeding yourself with that which lifts you up, with all the things that you want to see. That's literally how you shift your world. It's to literally see it differently, to see more of it. So it's not to broaden your perspective. That's not what I'm saying. It's not like, oh, I got to take in everybody's opinions. Nope. What matters to you? All that matters is what matters to you, and that's your choices. You get to choose. Now, this card fell out at the very beginning when I started to shuffle, so I thought I would save it as an override card. So this card is called the Fates. And sorry, I just need to go back to this card to see if I see any faces, and I do not. Oh, there is a face. Pardon me. Let's go back here. There's a face right in the moon. And it's that same kind, benevolent face. We're always watched over. Our way is always provided and shown. So you can stop fretting now. You don't need to. The Fates. That's because we have all been, this is our fate to be here at this time and alive and awake and studying and learning and finding our way. But if you'll notice, the fate is literally to wrap ourselves up with love. It's about self-love. That's really what it comes down to. Not self-love as in, oh my God, I'm so wonderful, blah, 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 blah. No, it is about what matters to you and choosing that and beginning to consciously feed what it is that means and feels like loving yourself. I don't know what that is. For some people, it might be a special bath. For some people, it may be a walk in the winter woods. But this is about your fate and you within this fate. It is not about all the stuff that's going on around. Listen, if you shut your TV off and you shut your phones and videos off, you wouldn't even know any of that stuff was going on. It wouldn't matter. What would matter is what matters to you. And that is our bottom line truth.